is visible to all. Okay. So from today, we will start digging the each and every process. So make sure you are having one notes with you so that you can have each and everything what I am teaching here. So as I mentioned, our particular, I can say the core process is incident management, or it is called as incident management process. In few organizations, it is also called as end-to-end ticket management. I will justify this particular sentence also, why it was called as end-to-end ticket management rather than calling incident management. So basically, it is called as incident management or, ticket management or end-to-end ticket management. So many of the people might have the, a kind of myth that we need to work on the tickets, we need to close the tickets. No, it is not again working on the tickets that are assigned to you. No ticket will be assigned to you, but you should take care of monitoring and governing of end-to-end ticket management. Means from the time it is created to the time it is closed. So there are multiple processes that you need to take care and you need to monitor very closely so that you will give the proper resolution to the what I can say, to the customer. So we will dig that going further, but make sure you are getting everything out of this session. It is no more a introductory session. So we are starting the process of incident management. Okay, as I mentioned, we need to discuss the key definitions here. So the key definitions we need to understand here is, the first one is the incident, next one is the service request, next one is the major incident, next one is the KB article, and the final one is the workaround. Apart from that, we will be having a glossary of the definitions that I will share with you, that it is a kind of additional knowledge for you. But to understand the basic things of incident management, you need to understand these key definitions here. So I will start with incident. So incident, it is also called as a ticket, or it is also called as an outage, or it is also called as an interruption. Okay, or it can be called as an issue. So ITIL means the information technology infrastructure library defines an incident as an unplanned interruption to the or quality reduction of the IT services. So this is the basic definition of incident. You can define this, or you can make it in your own way. Like, so incident is any interruption to the productivity. Like you are the regular customer. I will take the example of ICICI or some banking domain so that you will get use. One second, someone is joining the call. Jeevan, do you have any issues with your network? Okay. So, uh, so and try to be present in the class, because this is pretty much important here. Or else I am recording the session. You can refer it later also. I will share that with you. The thing here is, so the incident is any interruption to your daily activity. Interruption in the sense a issue which is disturbing your regular activity. Like if you are a ICICI bank user, what is your regular activity? The basic thing you need to do is you need to access internet banking. You need to visit the ATM. I think we have full attendance here. So incident is a kind of interruption. Like, so if you couldn't able to withdraw money from your ATM, or if you couldn't able to log into your ICICI bank account, these are the kind of issues which are related to IT. We call it as the incident. In the basic terminology, you can note it down also. Any disturbance or interruption to the productivity of the daily activity is called incident management. Okay. I'm sorry, it is called as incident, not the incident management again. We will come to incident management later. So any disturbance is called as incident. Any disturbance related to the service management in the IT industry is called as incident in ITS. Like if my laptop is down, I couldn't able to, work on my daily activities. That is, we call it as the BAU, business as usual activities. So that is an incident. So coming to the service request, again, as an incident manager, you need to take care of service request also. Service request is a kind of additional task you are asking. It is not any disturbance. You are performing well, but you need email notifications, or you need e-statement on daily basis, or you need to have mobile, what we call it as mobile alerts. These are all the additional services you are you can avail from the ICICI Bank. That is called as service request. Service request is not any kind of disturbance, but it is a additional access or the software you are asking. So that is the difference between service request. As I mentioned, we are going to take care of service request fulfillment also. So this is how we need to take care of incident and service request. So I am just revising one more time. So the incident is nothing but a disturbance or any interruption to our daily activity in the IT industry is called an incident. Service request is any additional a thing or a software or access that is provided to the end user or the user is called as the service request. So as an incident manager, you need to take care of incidents, means all the interruptions that are happened to the end user. You need to take care of those disturbances and you need to restore the services as soon as possible. That is your prime job. And again, as an incident manager, you need to take care of service request fulfillment, that if anybody is having any kind of access or anything, you need to provide them. So how you are going to provide, how you are going to resolve, that all we will, we will discuss in the latter part of the sessions. But this is incident and this is service request. Did you got the difference between incident and service request here? Or if anybody are having any kinds of doubt, you can unmute yourself and you can, you can ask. Are you clear about incident and service request? Everyone, can I take your silence as yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay then.
Yes.
Yeah, okay then. So simple terms you can write: incident is any interruption or disturbance. Service request is additional access or software. That is easy for you to remember. Moving to the major incident, it is digging furthermore. Again, we are going bit deeper again. So in incidents, we have high priority incidents, that is, which are pretty much important to the organization to restore. I mean, you need to resolve it as soon as possible. Those are called as major incident, that high priority incident. That this we will discuss in the latter part of the session, but I will tell you. So the incidents, if we have 100 incidents, suppose 10 incidents are causing plenty of problems, that is, those are considered as major incidents. Major incidents. If we have major incidents, in the same way, we don't have minor incidents again. Okay, we will be having major incidents. That's it. No minor incidents. Rest of all are normal incidents only. Okay, that bifurcation, that distinction, everything we will discuss in the latter part of the session. And next one is the KB article. Okay, as a manager, what you should do? You need to provide the resolutions. It means if someone is unable to withdraw money from the ATM, you need to provide a resolution for them. So you need to do this kind of things so that you could able to, what I can say, you can able to withdraw money from the ATM. Or if you couldn't able to log into your ICICI account, he will help you with a proper procedure. For that, he will use a particular guide or a particular document. That document is called as KB article. It is also called as knowledge base article. Knowledge base article is nothing but a reference that the technician will use to resolve the incident. Okay, you got it, or you want me to explain? So it is the simple kind of thing, a procedure of a document. If you couldn't, you will be having the procedures how to install a software, or how to install a eSIM or everything, like you will be having those instructions, right? Open your Microsoft computer, then go to the particular file, then click on setup. If it asks for the code, copy the code and paste it, and then go click on next, click on next. Once it is finished, restart your system. This is how we will be having the procedures, right? That particular thing in ITSM is called as KB article. In our regular life, we don't call it as KB article. Only in our ITSM, we will call it as the KB article. All the KB articles are stored in a particular server that is called as KBDB. That is knowledge base database again. Okay. 1 second. That is called as KBDB. Okay, we will be having KEDB, CMDB, KBDB again. Knowledge base database systems. Means in that particular server, all the knowledge base articles will be shared in the form of PDFs again. If you want the extension also, there will be in PDF. So if you want to reset your password, there will be one KB article. If you want to install a software, there will be one KB article. If you want to uninstall a software, again there will be a KB article. It is a simple reference guide. Don't dig bit into it. You just try to understand. That is the reason I keep on repeating the same thing. But in your simple words, KB article is a reference document to troubleshoot the issues. You can write it that KB article is nothing but a reference document to troubleshoot the incidents. 1 second, I think somebody pinged me. No problem.
Suresh Naidu.
No. I think somebody from my organization pinged me on my laptop. Okay, fine. Random. Okay. Is Suresh joined this call? No.
He is asking right now. He's doing right now class.
Okay then. Fine. No problem. I mean, Suresh is pretty much experienced guy. No problem. And next one is the workaround. Okay, workaround. For every problem there will be solution, right? In the same way, for every incident there will be resolution. If any issue is there, we will be having resolution. But there are few cases where the permanent resolution is not there. Permanent fix is not there. Okay, then we will go for the workaround. That is the temporary solution we are providing to the end user. That is workaround, because we use these terms on the regular basis. That is the reason I just give the key definitions. Okay, workaround is the temporary solution we are providing. And don't expect you will get a question like what is incident, what is service request. They never ask those kind of questions. Okay, the questions will be different, that we will discuss. Okay, again, so the key takeaway from this particular slide is what is incident, what is an incident? An unplanned interruption to our daily activity is called as an incident. What is service request? Any additional ask from the end user is called as the service request. High priority incident is called as major incident. The referral document to troubleshoot an incident is called KB article, and the temporary resolution is called as workaround. Is am I clear on this particular terms? Or if anybody is having any kind of doubt, please open your mouth and you can ask. Don't feel shy, because in the interview, yes, go ahead.
Please repeat about KB article.
So KB article is a PDF document. Like if I am giving you, what the end user is facing, the issue is he couldn't able to log into his system. It is a password issue. Okay, so the ticket will be raised, that we will discuss later. So someone is there to resolve his issue. So the technician will come. He will take the help of this KB article which is there in the servers. Okay, he will search for password recovery. Then he will be having a PDF document. In that particular PDF document, there will be the steps how to recover the password, how to reset the password. He will follow the same thing and he will reset the password for the end user. And KB articles are not accessible by the end users. Okay, if you are facing issue, you couldn't
Okay.
able to access KB article. The technician could able to log in the access the KB articles. It is not you. It is not like that they will share a document to the end user and they ask him to work on it. No, it won't happen. They can only refer it and
Yes, sir.
they are pretty much make sure any document in the organization is confidential and it is not we are not supposed to share it on the external domains. Any document, whether it can be KB article or any your resume, if any resume is came from HR to you in the organization, you are not supposed to share that resume outside the environment. So likewise the KB article will be used by the technician. Okay, so rest
Okay.
everything clear. Incident, service request, major, KB article and worker. So these are the key definitions
Okay.
from the incident management. And next one, what is an IT incident? That this we already discussed. So incident pretty much into the information technology or the IT service industry is called as the IT incident. So any any I can say any interruption in our daily life can be considered as an incident. But which are confined or which are happened in IT industry are called as IT incident, because we are going to be in the IT industry, right? So will only talk about the IT incidents, not the regular political or the other incidents. And the next key thing is the IT incident management. Okay, incident management, again, incident is a noun and incident management is again the verb. I mean, it is a task or it is a work that should be performed. So incident management is the process of restoring the services as soon as possible. With the two terms which are in red color, I mean, I will explain separately. Separately in the sense, once I finish this slide, I will go to business continuity and service level agreements. Okay. So as an incident manager, what is your prime objective is, if somebody is facing any issue, as soon as possible, you need to resolve his issue. You know what is resolution, right? You can, if you want to write, you can write resolution also. Resolution is the permanent fix or the permanent solution to the what I can say the issue. So as an incident manager, you should be there from the initiation of the incidents to the closure of the incidents, and you should make sure that you closure that incidents within given time. Forget about SLA here. You should be as soon as possible. You can consider as soon as possible. If you could able to resolve that issue in 1 hour, resolve it in 1 hour. If you could able to resolve that issue in 30 minutes, resolve it in 30 minutes. But as soon as possible, you need to restore those services. Because I will tell you an example or a scenario. One of your family member is admitted in the hospital. Okay, he is in ICU, you need to pay the bill there. You just go to an ATM and you withdraw money. 40,000 was, it is deducted from your account, and the money you couldn't able to get money from the ATM. How long can a end user will wait to get that money back? 1 second. Okay, I think Suresh is also joined. So how long that particular end user can wait to get that money? Will you wait for 10 days or 15 days? No, right. You want your money as soon as possible. So there comes the incident managers from the organization. They come from the organization. They will immediately pull the technicians and they will work on your issue and they will, credit back your account amount into your account. That is what incident management. When an issue is happened, you need to restore in the sense keeping the things as they are in previous situation, how they are be in the previous I can say the previous version, how they are supposed to be. So you need to restore those services as soon as possible. So, and your scope in the sense your work lies from the end user reporting the issue and ends with the service desk team member resolving the issue. Forget about service desk team member also. You don't know about service desk also, forget about that. So, as I mentioned earlier, you are responsible from the second the issue is created to the second it is resolved. If the end user is happy, then you are good to close your ticket. So this is the prime objective of incident management. Okay. So now I will, I will give you what I can say. I will just deep dive into business continuity again. Business continuity means the smooth runover of the business without any disturbances. That is business continuity. But that business continuity will be disturbed with plenty of incidents. So as an incident manager, you need to take care of the business continuity here. There is a separate course for business continuity that we will call it as BCP, business continuity plan. Again, that is not never falls under the scope of incident managers. But you should be accountable to make sure that the business is running smoothly and continuously without any interruptions. And the service level agreements we are not going to discuss at this particular point of time. In the next slide or the fourth slide, I will discuss about the service level agreements also. But the key takeaway from this particular slide is the incidents which are pretty much confined to IT industry are called as IT incidents, and the incident management is to restore the services as soon as possible. Okay, if someone, if there is a possibility that they will ask how you can define incident management or what is the objective of incident management, then you can answer the main objective or the prime objective of the incident manager to restore the services as soon as possible. So whenever there is an interruption or the incident was reported, it is your responsibility to restore the services as soon as possible. Okay. Any doubts for this particular, slide? Forget about service level agreement that we will discuss. That is SLM separately. Anything else? Okay. Then you see, we are just digging down the incident management. Make sure you are on the same pace. If you are feel like you are lagging, please feel free to share that. So what is the purpose of incident management in an organization? Okay, so this you can refer, and this is out of our interview point of view, but we will discuss. So if every technician or the service desk people or the tech or any L1 or L2 support is working properly, make sure you will never get a job in the organization. There will be no scope for incident managers. There is no scope for ITSM itself. But the things won't run that much smoothly as expected. So for every, I can say 10 technicians or the 10, the production support engineers, there will be 5 incident managers to take care of all the incidents that they are getting. So that is the reason we have that much of demand in the market. So the purpose of having incident management in the organization is to restore the normal service operations as quickly as possible. It is not one incident or two incidents that will be reported a day. I was in a project where there were around 3,500 tickets reported in a single day. 3,500 incidents a day. So just imagine how demand we have in the market. Okay. And next one, when the incident management is there, they will act very proactively so that they will minimize the impact caused by that particular incident. Like if one person is having trouble withdrawing the amount, whenever it is reported, immediately they will work on the proactive measures that no other should face the same kind of issue. So that will minimize the impact on the business. If like suppose if 1 lakh people are withdrawing money and nobody is getting money means it will be a huge impact on the bank. It will reduce the reputation of the bank, right? So to minimize those adverse effect on the business, the incident management will be there and they should act very proactively. And the incident management always works with the service continuity plans so that they will always thrives to improve the quality of the service they are providing. Okay, and again availability are maintained according to SLAs. Forget about that we will discuss once we are discussing the SLAs. And forget about objective also, that we will discuss once you are I will just come back to this particular slide once we discuss the what I can say, the high level process flow of incident management. Okay, and the next thing is you need to understand is the priority of the incident. This is pretty much important. This is the key term where your interview will always revolves around. Major incident, impact, urgency, configuration item, priority. This is the thing. So incident priority is nothing but the severity it is causing on the business. Okay, the severity it is causing on the business. That is the key definition. And the SLA is nothing but the agreement between the service provider and the service consumer. Yesterday we have that slide, right? I'm sorry. So we have service provider and service consumer. So again I'm just defining incident priority is the severity that the incident is having on the organization, and service level agreement is the kind of agreement between the service provider and the service and what I can say, service provider and service consumer. So what all these kind of things we will discuss now. So this is incident priority. Okay, this is very much important. If you struck anywhere, it is like you can understand everything but you can't answer anything. So you should be in a position to answer that. So I will wind up this call explaining these two slides. Then we will go to incident management process tomorrow, but you need to understand this very thoroughly. So incident priority means the eligibility or the qualification of an incident, how critical this incident is. So we can define the priority of an incident based upon the urgency to resolve the incident. Urgency means how urgently it is reported. Now, how urgent it is to restore the services, resolve the incident. Okay, and the impact is how adverse impact means effect. Okay, impact means effect. So how badly it is affecting our business. First you forget about priority, you keep priority aside. We will discuss about urgency and impact. The urgency and impact will give the priority of the incident. Okay, the priority of the, so this is the priority matrix and this is the priority code. Okay, we will come here when I am pretty much sure that you are pretty much confident about urgency and impact. So urgency means it is not how fast an incident is reported, it is how fast the incident should be resolved. Okay, so the simplest thing I will tell you, if there is a fire accident you know uh, uh, happened in a village, how important it is to call the fire, what I can say, that fire station or something. It is pretty much highly important, right? In the same way, there are few issues in the IT organization that should be addressed and resolved immediately, as soon as possible. If you are delaying 1 minute means it will cause even more bad effect on the organization. Okay, so I will tell you. Suppose at 10 o'clock, each and every bank employee should log into his system, right or wrong? Yes. So without,
Yes.
if he is unable to log in, what will happen? That we will discuss. That is the adverse effect. If he is couldn't able to log in means, suppose there are 100 banks each bank has 20 employees. So around they have 2000 employees, and each employee is addressing around 50 end users or the 50 customers per day. So the 2000 into 50 will be 1 lakh. Okay. Suppose the issue is the bank staff couldn't log into their systems. That is the issue reported. That is the incident. Okay. Now tell me how fast you should resolve that incident. So the issue is reported at 9:45. Is it okay? If you resolve that incident by afternoon 3 p.m. or afternoon 5
No.
p.m.? No, before 10 itself you need to resolve it, because if you are delaying 1 minute after 10 also, these 1 lakh people will get affected. That is the urgency. So as soon as possible. So those incidents are called as high priority incidents. I will come to that again. So here the urgency will be very high, very high. Okay. So that is urgency. And there are few incidents which are medium kind of incidents. So the damage caused by these particular incidents will be comparatively less. That doesn't mean you should, you should not take care of those. You can take care of them, but the thing is you can have your own time to work on those incidents. You will be, I can say what I can say. You will be availed with a particular time period to resolve those
No.
incidents. And there are, and you are allowed to have some time to resolve those incidents. And there are there are low urgency incidents where you can take 1 or 2 days of time also. I will give an example for low priority incident. So if you want a email notification, if you raise a incident for email notification that you couldn't able to get the email notification, so what they will say, within 48 hours you will get the email notification. So if you couldn't get the email notification also, that won't have adverse effect on the business, because it is pretty much limited to one customer, and for that particular single customer also it is not that much, which is impacting his productivity. No, it is not impacting his productivity. So that is how we will call it as the low priority or the low urgency incidents. So summarizing everything, okay, so we have high urgency incident, moderate urgency or the medium urgency incident, or the low urgency incident. Okay, moving forward, we have impact. Urgency is over, how fast you should restore the services. And next one is the impact, how badly it is impacting our business. So the same thing, if a issue is reported at 9:45, that nobody is able to log into the systems, if you are waiting till 1 o'clock, by 10:15, 1,000 people will get affected. The 1,000 customers who are came in the early hours to the bank. If it is 12 o'clock, 20,000 people will get affected. Or by 5 o'clock, 50,000 people will get affected. That means they couldn't able to transact anything. So that automatically reduce the goodwill of the company. That is not a service provider should work. So once again, is there anybody waiting in the lobby? Okay. So urgency is a kind of time frame for you. How fast you need to restore the services. Impact means it is the level of adverse. Adverse means the bad effect it is causing on the business. So for this also the same examples will be there. So the impact will be high. The high impact means it is causing very worst kind of effect on the business, and it could be medium or it could be low. Okay, I will give plenty of scenarios for each and everything. Like when we are summarizing both urgency and impact, we will go through the multiple incidents which falls under P1, P2 and P3 that we will discuss. So as an incident manager, what you should do here? So you should be capable enough to, to check whether it is falling under high or low properly. So if you see the, the matrix here, high and high will give the critical. So if the impact is also high, urgency is also high, that we will consider as the major incident. That is what we will call it as the major incident. Likewise, we will be having major incident, that is critical incident, then we will be having major incident, then we will be having incident. No minor incident, okay? No minor incident. If you see, so the low urgency and the single user affected, we will consider as the low. If the inconvenience caused is low again, and the impact is also low, again that we will consider as the low. And you no need to by heart this particular matrix again. But you, because this is all the operations that falls under service desk. But you should be capable enough to identify by going through an incident whether it is a major incident or not. Okay, so the combination are the, the both the urgency and impact will give the priority of the incident. So the priority of the incidents, we have 5 priority of the incident, like we will call it P1 incident, means it is very critical incident. P1 incidents means critical incidents. P2 incidents is high incident. P3, P4, P5. Likewise, we will be having, the incidents. So if someone comes to you and if they ask what is the, how many priorities you have for the incidents, then you can say we have P1 to P5. So what is, the qualification for P1? So if the impact is high, means if the number of people getting affected is high and even the urgency is also high, we will consider that as the P1 incident. So they might ask you what is a major incident. They won't ask you critical incident or something. So then you can call all the incidents which have bad effect on the organization, we will call it as the major incidents, and the priority will be P1 and P2. P1 and P2. So if it is P1 and P2, what will be the incident managers will take care of? So incident managers will take care of P3, P4 and P5. And then who will take care of P1 and P2? The major incident managers will take care of P1 and P2. That is why yesterday in class I separately told major incident management is different and incident management is different. So the major incident managers will only take care of P1 and P2. The process is completely different for them and the flow of incidents is also different. P1, like we hardly get one or two P1s in a week and 3 to 4 P2s a day. But if you come to the P3, P4 and P5, we will get more than 500 a day. So that is the reason we have different process for the different practices here. So are you able to identify, classify a incident? So how many priorities we will be having? So we will be having P1, P2, P3, P4 and P5. So what is P5 stands for? P5 stands for the low priority incidents. What is P1 and P2 stands for? P1 and P2 stands for the major incidents. So how you will prioritize an incident? These are all the questions you will get in interview again. I will give that again, but I'm just, how many people are joining? Okay, Ashok, I think he just dropped and came back. I will just bypass this thing also. Okay. The thing here is, so again I will repeat. So how many priorities we are having? So we will be having P1, P2, P3, P4 and P5. What is a P5 incident? What is a P4 incident? The P4 and P5 are the low priority incidents. Okay. So what are the major incidents you are having? So the major incidents are P1 and P2. So how you will prioritize an incident? That is the key question you will get. How you will prioritize the incidents? So how you will prioritize the incidents? By going through the impact and urgency of the issue, we will prioritize the incident. So how you will check the impact again? So if the incident or the issue is affecting, a huge number of the end users, that I will consider as the high priority incident. These 4 questions you can expect from this slide. So what are the priorities of the incidents? How impact and urgency will give the priority? What is the impact? What is the urgency? What is the major incident? What is the minor incident? Or the, I'm sorry, there is no minor incident. What is the normal incident? Low priority incident, that you can call it as the low priority incident. Okay, there is no, what I can say, uh, minor incidents are not there. I'm sorry for that. Okay, okay. So now you prioritize the incident. So it is prioritization was done. Okay, you prioritize the incidents, then what you should do? Okay, so so you just prioritized everything. uh, I I think I should bypass this thing. 1 second. I think we will be having meeting options here. Announcement, colors, join or leave. No.
People in my organization. First one.
Everyone.
Everyone. And
Hmm.
moreover, yes, that's it.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so you prioritize the incidents here. Okay, this one is P1. Okay, then what you should do? There comes the service level agreement. Okay, so the same way, for the hardest work you will be paid more. For the simplest work you will be paid less. Hardest work will take much time. The simplest work can be completed in comparatively less amount of time. In the same way, service level agreement is the agreement between the, keep in mind, this is again you can get 3 or 4 questions from service level agreement management also. Service level agreement is between the service provider and the service client or the consumer, that it is an agreement to resolve an incident. Okay, in the particular time frame I will resolve this issue. That is the agreement between the service provider and the end user. Okay, again it is not the end user means the customer, it will be the company, again organization. If you are providing services to the ICICI means you will get the agreements between the ICICI and your particular organization. Like if it is Wipro, it is the agreement between Wipro and ICICI, that Wipro agrees that if a P1 will come, I will resolve that incident within 1 hour. If it is a P5, I should take, I need another 5 days to resolve this incident. You can ask, if it is a P5, it is easy to resolve, right? Why you are taking 5 days of time? But for a P5, you will be receiving 1500 incidents a day. It is not a one single incident. So that is the reason for the low priority incidents, the time frames will be high. So forget about everything. So it is the agreement between the client and the service provider for the time frames to resolve the incident. Okay, so here the time frames will be kind of 2 kinds of things. One is response time and the resolution time. And again, for the people like Suresh or someone who already knows, this is not again response SLA and resolution SLA we are discussing, because these people are pretty much new to the class. So this is how fast you are, how quickly you should respond to a particular incident. Okay, if it is a P1 incident, there is no time frame. Immediately you should respond to that incident. Okay, what is responding and what is resolving? Okay, if a end user is reported a issue, the end user don't know whether you are working in organization or not. So whenever he reports an incident, immediately you will go and acknowledge the incident. Acknowledging, right? So it is like just assuring, yes, I just taking care of your incident. So you just be with us for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 1 hour. I will resolve this incident. That is acknowledging. That is responding to an incident. Okay, so if it is a P1, you can you should immediately respond to the incident. And again, I am saying these time frames will vary from one organization to another organization. These are not any kind of fixed kind of things. These will vary from one organization to another organization. And if it is a P2, you should take 10 minutes. Okay, you can take 10 minutes to not more than 10 minutes. If it is 10 minutes means it is not like that you should take 10 minutes. No, you can take up to 10 minutes. It is good if you are responding in within 30 seconds or 1 minute also, but it should not, extend 10 minutes. If it is a P3, you can take 1 hour to respond to that issue. Again, it is not like that for 1 hour, he will be on call. No, for P3s and P4s and P5s, he will report an incident. He will, he will take care of his own work. And you can, you can pick those incidents when, it is called as the round robin, like one by one, you can work on. For P4, it is 4 hours, and for P5, it is 1 day. You can take 1 day. For P5s are the kind of things which we will call it as events and logging, like resubmitting of the laptops, reclaimings of the laptop. For that, you can, you can take 1 day of time. They will say, right, 1 business day. That is 1 day, like 8 hours. This is the time to respond to an incident, not to resolve again. So there comes the resolution again. So you acknowledge the incidents. Again, what you should do, you should not keep that incident on hold for plenty of time. Immediately, you should start work on that incident. That working and everything we will discuss. Again, that is not our cup of tea again. You should only monitor. One technician will join and he will start troubleshooting the issue. That we will discuss in this particular slide. Okay. But as of now, we will be pretty much confined to this particular thing, that the resolution is started, but within 1 hour you should provide the resolution. What happens if you fail to provide the resolution, that we will discuss in SLA management. Forget about that. But you should be bind to 1 hour, because you had an agreement with the client that if it is a P1, within 30 minutes I will resolve this incident. If it is a P2, you can take up to 4 hours. If it is P3, you can take up to 8 hours. If it is, you know, P4, you can take up to, it is 24 hours, like 1 day, 1 business day you can take. And for P5, you can take up to 1 week. These P5s are the kind of, not the, technical kind of stuff thing. These are all the related to the, wear and tears. If your laptop is broken, if you need a additional headset which was broken. So for that, it needs some transportation, it needs some in-person work. So it takes time. Don't feel like the regular instance will be taken 1 week of time. No. So it is like you are ordering something in Flipkart, right? So it takes time. In the same way, if you ordered anything or if you are asking anything from the IMJ group, it takes time. So, but as of now, if it is P1, as an incident manager, you should able to resolve that incident within 1 hour. For P2, 4, respectively 8 hours, 24 hours, and 1 week. That is priority and response time and the resolution time. That is service level management or the service level agreement. It is the agreement between the service provider and the client for the time frames to respond to an incident or to resolve a particular incident. So the key takeaways from this particular slide is, what is urgency? So what are the kinds of urgencies we are having? High, medium and low. What is impact? Impact is nothing but the how badly it is affecting the organization. And what is the types of impact? How high impact, moderate impact, and the low impact. By correlating both urgency and impacting, I'm sorry, by correlating both urgency and impact, how you are prioritizing the incident. So by correlating both urgency and impact, you can prioritize incident by P1 to P5, like P1, P2, P3, P4, and P5. So the P1 stands for the high priority or the critical incidents. Likewise, P5 stands for the low priority incidents. So if it is a high priority time, if it is a high priority incident, you are having response time as well as resolution time for all the priority incidents. So if it is P1, you should respond immediately and you should resolve within 1 hour. Likewise, if it is a P5, you can take, I can say, a convenient time to respond as well as resolve. So if you see, if the priority of an incident is decreasing, you will be allowed with much available, you will be allowed with the proper time, because it hardly has any impact on the business. Okay, so that is the reason they are allowing that much of time to those incidents. That doesn't mean you should not take care of P5 incidents. No, you should take care of P5 incidents also, but you will be provided with the time. Again, the flow of incidents also varies with the priority. For P1 and P2, you hardly get 1 or 2 incidents or maximum of 5 incidents a day. And if it is a low priority like P4 and P5, you will get more than 500. If it is a small project, you will get 500 tickets a day. If it is a project which covers whole US or whole North America, you can easily get 3,500 to 4,000 tickets a day. Likewise, you will be having the staffing for that particular project also. That is the different, that will be the different kind of thing. But the main key takeaway with this is the high priority incidents will be less reported, and the low priority incidents will be highly reported every day. So this is all, the key definitions we have discussed. I can say these are only the key definitions. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the process of incident management. That is, we will discuss tomorrow the high level process as well as the low level process also. Uh, so moving, do you have any kind of doubts regarding this particular session? I think we had enough time today. So I will share this uh, uh, recording in the WhatsApp also. Uh, if you are able to download it, you can download. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the tomorrow's class. Like we will connect tomorrow half an hour prior, so that we can have the question and answer session also. So any questions or anything? So today it is already